The Gunnaz Podcast.
What's going on? We're here for another episode in the Gunnaz podcast. Had the match preview, review, whatever you want to call it, before this with two demonic fans. That little ugly lion on their logo. Know who we're talking about. But anyways, I'm Dylan, and this is Rellet. And you know, if this is your first time with us, like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend, and let's get into it.
Yeah. Bro, let's just start off with how are you feeling? Now that the Timber and the Rice deals are confirmed, they are with the team, they're traveling with us and ready to play. How are you feeling?
Okay, well, there are two things I need to address. Number one is the actual feeling that I got, and number two is West Ham dirty style. And I don't think West Ham going to do business with us again. I'll address number two first. Dog, did you see the statement? They never even mentioned Arsenal name.
Real, bro. Like they're extremely salty.
So, yo, Jono. But I think for me, it's like, like, have some class. Like, even if you have problems with us, it's in the background. You don't need to bring the fans into it.
Even Moyes. And Moyes was like, what did he say? It was like, I don't even remember the quote, but his quote was like so very salty, bro. Like what? He didn't even mention like how good of a player. Yeah, no player is bigger than the club, right? He said, I was like, bro, just give him a farewell. Like, why you need to say that? He literally just won you a European trophy, right? So, yeah, bro, they've been really salty.
And then the next thing was, like, I woke up in the morning and I was supposed to drive to the grill. And dog, I was feeling tired. I pulled my phone and I said, Declan Rice, DR41, dog. I woke up with that. I drive to the grill real quick, dog. Yo. Like, I knew that it was happening. It's like, I don't know what to compare it to. Like, like when you try to take a girl on a date. And then say a guy's going on the date. But then you see her and you realize that.
Then you realize that you're like, yeah, bro.
It's like, oh, fuck, when I say, Arsenal really did it?
Yeah,
I think that's why for me it was really exciting, and it just felt like, like, because we growing up in the time where Arsenal is just, we're not really winning anything. Like, yeah, we get 2 FA Cup here and there, but what I love, that this is the last thing I'll say before us we switch over, but when Declan Rice did his interview, when he said that, okay, yeah, man, you want to win something for trophy, but I'm here to win the Champions League and the Premier League. And the way the man sit down in the chair, because I don't remember who I watched. I don't know if it was a different knock. And big up to the different knock. Their pages, the man think different. But the way that the man was talking about Ben White versus John Stones, right? John Stones sit down, relax, say, yeah, man, yeah, Arsenal is playing well, good for them. Ben White is like hunch over, and the man looked nervous. Like it was
it was Ramsdale, not Ben White. Ramsdale.
Ramsdale. It was the first time I saw an Arsenal player sit down in that chair, just cool. Man, not a worry. Like, the man is just like, yo, like, Mikel Arteta is the right manager for me. I have so many gears to go through. And when I heard the man talk, I was like, him and Odegaard, dog, like, them man there, and even Saka has it too. Because when Saka talk, the man don't look like he's perturbed anything. But him, Saka, Odegaard, right? Saliba, right? That is a wicked spine to have. Right? And of course, I love Gabriel and Martin and all of them. But they don't have the composure that I felt. Like, I felt like I would have passed the ball to Declan Rice anywhere upon the field.
Yeah, bro. They have that aura. And it's the same with Ben White as well, bro. Like, Ben White, the guy is literally on the field. His chest is up high. He has his pants, his shorts up rolled up. He says he doesn't love football, and I believe him. He's like, he's just out there playing, right? It's like he just treats it like as a job, and he's very good at his job. It's a weird situation, but yeah, these guys, they have the aura now. They're just relaxed because they're comfortable in their ability, and they know what they can do. So yeah, bro, I completely agree with it. So yeah, what are you most pessimistic? So I want to talk about what are you most pessimistic and optimistic about going into the season. So I'll begin. I'm optimistic about the signings we've made, and how, as we spoke about in the episode before, the style of play is going to change. So I'm very optimistic to see and learn more about football because Arteta is just teaching us, right? And it's like writing king, more than teach you learn, more than teach you learn. You see me, bro? So I'm just optimistic to learn about how different ways we can play football with different players. Like right now, if we're seeing Xhaka leaving, Partey might leave, um, and we're wondering like, oh, where's the spine, where's the strength, right? Arteta will have a plan for that. Like, um, and what I'm pessimistic about as well as you is the Partey situation. So like, we noticed that he's been linked to Saudi Arabia. Um, we also heard some sources coming out today saying that he accepted terms. He also didn't travel with the team for some unknown reason, and they said that he'll be there with the team uh, in a week's time. So all of these things coming together at this pivotal time when all of us thought we'll have Rice and Partey. That makes me pessimistic. Uh, and I know it makes you pessimistic as well, but losing Partey for me, as we were saying in the Arsenal group as well, it just doesn't sit right because if we lose him, we're going to be losing a very good partnership in and two very good leaders as well in Xhaka, Partey. And if we lose them, and even if we were to splash the cash and get Caicedo in to play with Rice, there's no guarantee that they'll click instantly, right? And if we're going to challenge, we need that instant click. So I'm optimistic about how we'll play, the style of play, Champions League football that we haven't been in for how long. But yeah, what makes you pessimistic is Partey leaving, mainly it. I don't know if he's trying to force him over, if the club is trying to get him out for those reasons that we won't talk about. But yeah, bro, I'm not sure, and I just hope that it's sorted. This is me. I prefer for him to leave on a free than for us to sell him, right? I know it's not the ideal situation of like where Arsenal wants to go with their new model, but for me, sometimes you have to just cut your losses in situations like this. It's not worth taking a step forward and two steps back, right? So he's in his last year, or his last 2 years. I think it's his
Years, and I think there's
last 2 years. So we don't even have to let him go on a free. We can play him this 1 year and then sell him next year. But I don't think now is the best time to sell him. Know that the team is good, the team is strong. He's going to be there. Selling him now just have too many unanswered questions that normally as an Arsenal fan, when you have unanswered questions, they won't be answered, right? We have been Arsenal fans long enough to know that hey, being optimistic is not real. Like we know what is going to be the outcome. So yeah, bro. How about you?
Um, based off what our you know the great Charles Waters said is that he's Partey's camp is not aware of all of these things are rumors, right? I guess my thing is that I know that Mikel likes. So we all know about profile these days, right? We hear profile, profile, profile every day, right? But I think Mikel's central thing is a player that doesn't create problems, right? Because when you think back to what we had, Aubameyang was a baller, but Mikel not like problems, right? So once you're a problem, Mikel is going to push you out, right? So I'm not here to say that any man is guilty until proven, but I understand that from a business side. If Saudi come and say, yo, 60 million for Partey tomorrow, you know, sell him. Like,
Because in a situation like that, we don't have to add as much money to get a replacement.
right.
But 40 mil for Partey when we bought him for 45, it's good business. Like from the business aspect, he's 30. We bought him when he was supposed to be in his prime for that fee, and we're getting a similar fee when he's in his 30s. All right, that's good business. But just for like the fans and winning things and challenging this season, sometimes you have to put the business aside. I think that's what Arsenal did. They put the business aside for the Rice deal. All right, this is what you want. This is what it takes to get it done. Here is it, right? Here it is. That's what I would say is like putting the business aside.
I think I agree with you there because when I look at like when I've been because obviously I'm watching a lot of Declan Rice now, but when you look at Rice, right, the central difference between him and Xhaka is the way Rice drives the ball. The man look like he will bulldoze a wall, right? And Xhaka, you know, it's nothing bad about Xhaka, but Xhaka just doesn't have the ceiling to create the midfield. Like look at Pep. Gunnaz, right? When Gunnaz drive, you know, the man I drive, right? Maybe not to the level of a Declan Rice, which is why Gunda is not a 100 million player. But when Gunda drive, him drive, right? When Fernandinho drive, him drive. When Rodri drive, right? So I'm just saying, like, in terms of profile of what I'm thinking that Mikel is thinking, like, it's probably in both their interests that Xhaka leaves. But no, for me, it's like we're looking at Thomas Partey now. And we didn't think Thomas Partey had legs before Georgina came. But remember the game when Georgina started to start. And then we see Partey run down man pan touchline, right? And putting in strides, and you're like, you seeing, is that you? But for me, it's just like, I think now is the time that we're just seeing the best of Partey. Right? And I think right now, with this squad, we're becoming unpredictable. Right? And you cannot remove. So we're this close to winning, you know, the Premier League, right? And then you think about the fact that our best 11 only started, what, 10 games?
Yeah.
So then you're going to, so Declan Rice obviously is an upgrade on Granit Xhaka. Fine, right? So now you have taken out a piece of the puzzle that was already good. And you're putting somebody that's even better, right? And my thing about Xhaka was always fit, right? You have now almost done the same thing, putting a better player with a higher ceiling that's younger. But you have not dealt with the real issue at hand. Partey is that issue, right? And as much as we want to talk about it, Partey has either gone ghost in big games or just has not played, right? So I think for me, that's what makes me pessimistic. But to what makes me feel optimistic is that I trust Mikel Arteta. I feel like Mikel could call me about football and I just sit down and listen, right? So as much as, and I'm not coming from a place where I'm like criticizing him because I still stand by my high rating on his transfer window, right? It's just, I don't want us to have unnecessary questions. But at the same time, what is Mikel good at answering? Right? Unnecessary questions, right? Like when we're switching Saka from left wing to right wing, and then we're talking about why Pepe can't play left wing, right? We thought that was the thing at that point because we kept answering a question that we're just like, why, you know, why we can't do that? Why is Smith Rowe not playing, right? Find out that Smith Rowe has a groin injury that he has been carrying from his a teenager.
Academy days, yeah, bro.
I think for me, it's just like, well, I think what I've changed more recently is that instead of bashing Arteta, I just ask him questions, right? I just want to kindly know, good sir, what is going on, right? And what is the plan? And I don't know for me, and I said it in the group as you saw, is that for me, if we're going to sell Partey, right? I only want better.
Yeah, exactly. And there isn't much in the market now that's better than him.
So it might sound crazy, but I'm thinking Kimmich. right? I'm thinking a baller that who is a baller that is going to come in and take it by storm? Kimmich. But we cannot afford Kimmich right now, and Kimmich not leave Bayern.
Kimmich isn't even available.
So that's my point. But you get like what I'm trying to get at here, right?
Yeah.
Like for me, it's just like, who are you going to bring in that's better than Thomas Partey?
Or even equal to the levels. Like Milinkovic Savic
it's
is
not.
Milinkovic Savic is gone to Saudi Arabia now, so that's another option next up. Chelsea look like they're leading the race for Caicedo. So
But Caicedo is not at the level of
it's
Thomas
not at
Partey.
the level, but at the end of the day, he was the next best thing, based on the hype. Unless we're gonna find some gem, right? Which I don't think is out there. So really and truly, I just don't see how Arsenal is going to challenge this season. That's the next point we're going to go into, us challenging. How do we think we will challenge on all fronts this season? I just don't think we can challenge for the Premier League, better yet, on all fronts if we sell Partey, because not only his quality and his leadership and his aura, and a lot of people don't realize that when Thomas Partey is in the midfield and he's on his A game, I don't there's any, I will say this with my chest, there isn't a better defensive midfielder in the world when Thomas Partey is on his A game. That guy just makes it look simple. And it's not just the cleaning up, it's not just the destroyer mentality, it's in possession, it's spraying passes, some things that you don't see other defensive midfielders doing. He just makes everything look calm, right? So if he is to leave, we're just gonna have that missing piece that we just can't refill. Not even £105 million Declan Rice can solve that or fill that gap in his first season. If he can, then he'll definitely be worth the money, and more. But right now, I just don't see us challenging, if we sell Partey. Right? That's just me.
I think we can challenge, I just think that whatever the next tactical evolution is, we're going to see it soon. Because as we're going to get into the Nuremberg game next, right? We saw Kivior starting to rotate into that midfield space, right?
Yeah.
So we're starting, we got a little glimpse at what Mikel was thinking, right? But when Partey was playing, the place was just calm.
Yeah, bro. Exactly.
Where just like even bother go through the middle.
Exactly.
Right? So I think I don't know. I just don't. I just want to see Rice and Partey play together. Like, is that too much to ask? Like, like it can't be too much to ask. So yeah, I mean, for us to challenge properly next season, I don't know if we can answer this question properly in this episode, but I mean, for me, Havertz this season, I don't think he needs to have the greatest of seasons. I'm going to give him
Just
my
needs to be available and just do his job, to be honest.
I don't make no mistakes and try your best, right?
Yeah.
Because I don't think it's legitimate for me to now say that Havertz needs to go on the ground running. The man hasn't had a coach from him leave Leverkusen, right? So let me just put that aside. I need to see something from Fabio Vieira. Fabio Vieira, the clock is ticking.
Yeah, really and truly.
For me, if him don't know, you need to send him out on loan.
Bro,
right?
when I saw that free kick, right, against Nuremberg, so like that was just like my tipping point. I was optimistic to see Vieira this season. I was like, maybe it was just the first season, preseason. Let's see what you have. And I see him standing over this free kick, and I have memories from last season. Like he used to come off the bench, and we used to be like chasing games, and he was standing up over free kicks. Because what Arteta did at one point was substituted Vieira for Odegaard in late games, right? And he used to stand up over those free kicks and completely just make a mess of it, like it isn't a clutch moment, right? And then you just do that with his ear and just walk off. And I'm like, bro. And I saw him and I was like, all right, Nuremberg game. I see him standing up over a free kick. All right, give him little quality, right? And the guy just blasts the ball instead of whipping the ball for someone to get a chance. The guy just blasts it over, and then just walks off, bro. So I was like, yo, this guy needs to step this game up, right? He needs to start some people are saying it's his body type. I think that's a poor excuse. He just
You
I
know
don't
that he's 1 inch taller than Bernardo Silva?
exactly. And when he was coming in, I thought he was going to be that guy for us, based on what everyone was saying. He plays all over the pitch. He can play right wing. He can play attacking mid. He drops into at Partey. He used to drop into the left half space, like when Xhaka was playing left back. He used to play all over, and that's what Bernardo Silva does. Throughout his time, or did throughout his time at Manchester City. So I thought he was coming in to be that type of player. Maybe we'll see more of that this season, but yeah, bro, it's getting sticky. But I'll continue supporting him. But this is his last season, to be honest. We don't have time to be giving people 3, 4 seasons like one time. It's the first season you can get a chance in betting, but second season you need to be firing. So yeah, bro. Other players from the Nuremberg game.
Balogun,
Yeah.
Balogun.
And you know, I still haven't seen that Balogun chance that everyone was talking about. Like, I was watching it on a stream and the stream chip out. So,
Bro, the man around the keeper and still missed like.
Gunnaz.
Like, when I saw it, I was like, bro, you've just knocked down your transfer value by 15 million. It's just like,
Yeah.
and you know, I don't know if you said it in the group chat, but when I think somebody says Eddie and Nketiah would score 30 goals in League One,
Yeah, bro.
I agree.
Yeah, because if Lacazette scored 4 the season before and went on to score 30 plus.
People talk about it like that, but genuinely, Eddie would have run League
Yeah,
One.
and Free as well. Balogun is not like Balogun. He was playing in England in the championship, right? He had 2 loan spells. And he didn't set it afire, right? But the moment he goes to League One, it was just the season prior. So he was on loan, he came back and went on loan for a full season at Reims. There isn't much of a difference, and it's not like he had a bedding in period. He started scoring like instantly, right? He was on fire from the start. So it's really and truly he's a talent, but he's not that special of a talent that I would say if we're to get 45 mil for him, we shouldn't let him go. I wouldn't say that. I'm not saying Eddie is great either, but to me, Eddie is just a little. It doesn't make any sense for us to get 45 mil for him, not take it. When we have Eddie, Eddie has more chemistry with the team because he's been playing with them. He did well when Jesus was out. I think he'll leave next season, and both of them, it's just the wrong time for him. So if they want to sell him and have a buyback clause, sure. If they want to sell him and have a sell-on clause or something, sure. But it's just not the right time for Balogun, for me right now.
What Balogun does is that he can drop into the midfield. Like he did step up and like make a few chances. I just, for me, it's just like he has this arrogance about him.
Yeah, like I'm not going out on loan. I'm not going back out on loan. Like I don't like that.
Yeah, I think it's necessary, but you know, it's
Yeah.
done.
It
Like
just won't work in an Arteta team.
I'm
Talking.
not sure about that still enough
No,
because
not in his quality, his ego. Like
no,
someone.
ego for me, like you know, if he came back and he said, "Yo, I go sign a contract and give me a year, let me do it a Premier League side," and
Yeah.
then if you do it, then only don't need to buy an next striker, right? For me, that's more respectable. And I think that my issue is that we have 2 players here that are complete opposites.
Mm.
And he's just like, yeah, man, I'm glad for the little 10 game that I play, like, big up the manager. And then you have Balogun that say need to play every game, right? So I think for me, and Eddie is the only person that played, 80 minutes in the Nuremberg game?
Mm.
So I think for me, it's just like, what exactly? Like, right, really and truly, Arteta, whatever you decide to do, I don't care.
True.
Right? Like,
True.
I want Trossard to play over the 3 of them anyway.
Exactly. Exactly.
I don't, it doesn't phase me. I just don't want, if we get to the semifinals of the Champions League, I do not want them to bring on Eddie. Do not bring on Eddie.
Exactly.
Bring on Havertz.
Yeah.
big and serious. Bring on Havertz over Eddie at striker. I don't care. Like it's for me. It's just a little bit, odd. If that's the right word.
Yeah.
That we're using these players that, yeah, most times you have a big talent. Like a 1 year, right?
Yeah.
Everybody's running on this kid, right? Martinelli. I'm sure if Arsenal even did a little prank one day on April 1st, Martinelli is for sale.
For sale.
Don't Martinelli, right?
Yeah, bro.
You can put out the for sale sign and people still walk past the house.
Yeah.
So I think that's my current issue. And then when you see like the Inters and the AC Milans coming in, like AC Milan signed Pulisic.
Inter Milan as well. Inter is looking because they can't get in Lukaku. So they're looking to try and see if they can get in Balogun. So
You just know a player's level because they're signing Marcus Thuram. Like Thuram is a good baller, yes, but like he's not
elite.
for a Premier League side to be able to play in, week out. Yeah, for sure. I think Balogun can play Champions League football. But in terms of being, there, I'm not too sure yet.
Yeah, true. So yeah, bro. We talked about challenging. Let's talk a bit more about the Nuremberg game. So, were there any players? We talked about the ones that disappointed. So like the Fabio Vieira's. Eddie was not too at it. He had an okay game, but Eddie was just Eddie. Havertz had a very poor game. I'm not hearing you.
Now I said, did you hear the meme about Cedric?
What meme?
When troops say, yo, you need to start learning Arabic.
Yeah, yeah. Bro, I said that in the group. Like it was me that sent it. Like I was scrolling through IG and I just saw the guy come on the screen with a smirk. I'm gonna show you guys in the video. So like you guys will see it. Like I just saw the smirk and then I saw the caption. It's time to learn Arabic, buddy. And I was like, yo, Johnny, the one them deal the matter away. I was like, bro, this shit is funny.
That one was really good, but
Yeah.
I think Cedric needs to pack it up and just get going.
Yeah.
I'd rather anybody to play other than Cedric, honestly. Like, yeah, it's time to move on. I think who really impressed me though, and I'm not going to stop singing his praises, is Waneri.
Yeah.
Like when you see the man turn and drive,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah, that burst of pace. It reminds me of a lot of people are saying Fabregas, but really and truly reminds me of Wilshere, like top Wilshere. He has that low center of gravity. He has that burst of pace. He has that ability to turn and just shoot. And yeah, bro.
And Wilshere was my favorite player. That's why I started really supporting Arsenal. So I really like Waneri. Like I just, the thing about it, right, that makes me excited about Havertz, right? You see the confidence Waneri has in his body and his stature, and he's at 16 and turning 30-year-old brethren. If Havertz can even get a little bit of that, he's going to light the Premier League afire. Just think about Havertz with a little confidence, right? Saying, yo, I have a 6'3", 6'4" frame.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna bully our boy.
Mm-hmm.
That for me is what Arteta sees in Havertz. Because I feel like Arteta really bring out the dog in some of them players,
Yeah, true.
So I think, and this is really for me to talk about Havertz. I think when I watched Havertz, I was like, you just lacking confidence. Like it looked like a player that's, when you watched him for Chelsea, it looked like a player that was almost, like when you're with the man them, right? And you go like to play football and you're playing against some people like you don't know, right? You're more likely to dribble and do whatever if you feel like your friends are good. If you feel like your friends go have your back, right? You'll say something to somebody. You'll talk to somebody and say, oh, you're not good and whatever. If you know, like Richard, if Richard is on my side and I'm at factory, I'm going to feel like I'm the man of the hour. Like I am going to say whatever I feel like, right?
Yeah, bro.
But if it's somebody, measly baller that I don't trust.
Modric.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so in my head, I think that's Havertz's problem. I feel like Havertz doesn't feel truly welcome. He never felt truly welcome at Chelsea, and he was praised for the goal, but right after that, them start cussing him out again. So I think for me, that's what I'm looking forward to. I don't think Mikel has much to teach Havertz about like playing football. Yes, he needs to teach him about the system. But I heard some quote about Waneri where they're saying Arteta said to Waneri that he doesn't really have much to teach him about on the ball, but he needs to teach him about off the ball and how to collect and half spaces and footballing IQ. I don't think Havertz lacks any IQ. I think Havertz just needs the aggression and the trust in his teammates.
Yeah, bro. True. I agree. So yeah. We talked about everything that we're supposed to talk about. Anything else before we end the show?
Well, my last question to you. Who is the next transfer?
Ah. Ah. Depends. All right, so it depends, right? So we know how the party situation is going. So if we lose party, I don't even want to think about it. But if we lose party, then we'll have to get in someone. So that would be the next transfer. That would be the number one priority, right? Because we're stacked in attack. So we need to sort out the midfield. Whether you want to talk about quality or numbers, in numbers wise, we're stacked in attack. We have players that can play a variety of positions. Saka can play anywhere. Martinelli can play anywhere. Trossard, Jesus can play on the right as well as central. So even though I'd love to see someone come in, like either as a striker or as a winger, we just need to start with that midfield because the back line is good. The attack line has numbers, but that midfield, it's good right now, but it just has too many question marks. Even if Partey stays, it would be good to get in another one. I'm seeing they're going for that guy at Brazil, the 23-year-old. Did you? The guy from Grêmio. I don't remember.
Yeah, the guy with the look here.
Yeah, so he's a midfielder. The fee is around 8 mil, and you know how Edu is with that type of money for those type of players. So I think we will get him in because like the sources that I've been seeing talking about it, I think he might be someone that will bring in. I'm also looking forward to Smith Rowe as well. This guy is my baller, right? A lot of people, he's not just my baller, but a lot of people just forget about him, and that just gets me angry inside because like this guy is silky. Like this guy, the ball is glued to his feet when he's playing, right? When Smith Rowe was on farm, Smith Rowe is one of the most pleasing players to watch in the Arsenal squad. So I'm just looking forward to how he'll play, where he'll play. I just need him to get minutes so that he can just prove himself to people. And once this guy is in full flow, he'll be one of Arsenal's best players, no doubt. There's a reason he has a 10. So yeah, that's basically it for me. Yeah, that's the end of the episode, guys. So thank you for watching. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend, tell your grandmother, share with everybody. And yeah, that's it. See you next time.
The Gunnaz Podcast.